Hi everyone, today I am going to show you how to go from this to this. By showing you how to organize your makeup into sections so that you can work on your face section by section. That way you're not confused, you don't lose track of where you are, and you won't forget a step. We're also going to just take this real slow. We're going to work at this and we're just going to take our time and we're going to experiment. We're just going to have fun with the products that we have, and we're going to find out what we can do with them and what we can't do with them. And then we're going to move on to prepping our face. And then we're going to move on to applying the foundation. And then we're going to learn how to conceal our under eye area. We're going to learn how to apply natural brows so it doesn't look painted on. Then we're going to learn how to put on eyeshadow and blend it so you have a natural look that still feels sexy and beautiful. And then we are going to move on to bronzing, contouring, highlighting, and putting that glow in our face and in our cheeks. This is where it all just starts coming together. And then lastly, we're going to put on our lipstick and we are going to be kissable. And then we're going to put everything together. We're going to put on our jewelry, we're going to do our nails, we're going to put on our pretty earrings, and we're going to do our hair. And we're going to look absolutely fabulous when we're done.
Hey self, I've got a great idea. How about we give away a pack of these brushes to one lucky subscriber? That sounds great. How can they win? To enter, they must be a subscriber of the Christine Fleming YouTube channel. So go ahead and click subscribe now. You also need to give some love back. So please click like on this video. You also need to join the conversation below by commenting. I've already started the conversation for you. And because my birthday is coming up, if I reach 100 subscribers the day before my birthday on May 18th, one of you will be awarded this beautiful brush set for free. And your name will be announced on May 18th live. So you might want to share this video too. That's going to be an amazing birthday. Well, let's get back to the video.
Welcome back. This is just one continuous long video for me, but I'm chopping it up for you so that you can have little sections to go to so you don't have to keep stopping. This is a really great way for you to just follow along at your own leisure. Okay, so something really funny, the eyeshadow. All right, so we know of all these correctors, these color correctors, and we see orange and greens and yellows and whatnot. And I saw a video where they took like a salmon colored corrector and used that under the eyes, and then a concealer, and then a powder. And I was like, whoa, okay. I don't have that and I don't want to go invest in it right now. So I was like, I have that color in eyeshadow. I wonder if that'll work. It does. I'm going to take this salmon color, okay? And it might be a little bit brown to you, but it is more of a salmon color. So I'm going to take this. Seriously, I am. You guys are going to be like, what is she doing? Okay? Not kidding. And I am going to put it under my eyes. And you're like, what? Interesting. No. No, no, no. And I'm even going to go into the eye. And you're all thinking, what? Silly girl. Silly, you look bizarre. I do. I look truly bizarre. Right? Bam! Someone punched me in the eye. Someone get me a steak. Okay, so seriously, I'm gonna do the other eye now. Yeah, I have been in one fight in my life, 2 fights in my life, and both times I got my butt beat. However, in my old age, I'm really afraid of somebody if they were ever to try to hit me, because I have so much anger that I would just pound someone, and I feel it and I know it, and I'm almost afraid of myself and what I could possibly do. So but both times was in high school. Jealousy, jealous girls, you know. Well, one time was in high school, the other time was in junior high. This black girl, she always she just harassed me all the time, and she got me at a time I had broken my finger. I got it cut in I got it slammed in a car door. I don't know if you can see that scar there, but I got it slammed in a car door, and I pulled it out and I sprained it. So I had a sprain on my finger, and that was the day that she chose to fight me. Way to go, to pick on a disabled person when they're at their lowest. And you guys aren't even listening to me because you're looking at my eyes going, what is going on? Okay, so enough of that. I need to wipe this brush off because this is actually a brush I'm going to use for blending later with our eyeshadow. So I am going to clean that off. And yeah, there we go. All right. So the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this new concealer. Now, I don't know how this is going to work because I have always done this with the, this is going to, whoa. Who has this much fun with makeup? Okay, so Revlon Youth Effects. This is usually what I use, and my hair is just, yeah, fun stuff. All right, so, but today I'm going to try this Revolution Conceal and Define, and this is Full Coverage Conceal and Contour, and the color is C1. So I do believe like this is like the lightest. It was the lightest. I was like, I'm taking the lightest because I've been learning that you really want a light concealer because you want to brighten your eyes. And by doing that, you have to get something light. I have been using this color. Now you can see the difference of this color versus this color, okay? This one's a little bit darker, and this one's almost white. I was actually looking for a white concealer, and they do have them, but I really didn't want to pay the money for it. This is Essence, this is Revolution, and Revolution is actually really expensive too, and I want to say this was $6. I could be wrong, but I think it was on sale. All right, so what I'm going to do is now I'm going to dot this. I'm just going to do that. And I am going to put quite a bit on, okay, because I do have super dark circles, and I'm actually going to go down my cheek because those dark circles go actually down my cheek, right in here, and on my eyelid. I mean, well, I don't sleep well. My disease is very painful for me, particularly at night, so it's very hard for me to sleep. So I have medication that I'm on to help me sleep, but I wake up feeling like I'm hungover. Isn't that fun? Such fun. And so I don't really get a whole lot of sleep. And last night I got 4 hours. Okay, so now we're gonna take this brush, but because I've got such a big area here, yeah, I'm gonna take this brush and I'm just gonna start patting it in. So I don't get a lot of sleep. I am so tired all the time, and those the Ollie stress reducers really wake me up. They take away the stress. I mean, holy cow. They actually give you energy too, because, you know, if you're depressed, you're probably like, you know how it is. You don't have energy. You don't want to do anything. So these are the bomb diggity. And I just realized this is the first time using this. I think I used a lot. I did not realize how excellent coverage this was. And I just got that in my eye. But look at how it's covering up that salmon color really, really well. And I'm going to take it down a little bit here. And I am patting with that hard brush that I showed you before in the other video when we were getting ready, getting all of our stuff ready. And so I am sweeping and patting a little bit as I get into this. But you'll see that it's starting to lighten up my eye. My eye is just starting to brighten up a lot. So I just realized that this, you don't really need a whole lot. I'm going to get as close to my waterline as possible. And I do kind of want to go lighter right in between the eyes here, because that is really, really going to open up your eyes. Wow, this was way too much, you guys. I put way, way, way too much on. So yeah, I don't get a lot of sleep, so it's just painful for me. Now the other thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to give this a try because this is a new concealer for me. I like to take my little stupid mole and my imperfections. I got one here. This is my new Zit. Hi, new Zit. How are you today? I got this weird thing. I get these things that are really hard, and my dermatologist said there's nothing that we can do about it because there's nothing they can do about it. It's like, oh, well, thank you. So this one they said they could remove and that it would leave a scar. Okay, and then I'm just gonna blend with my finger, but I think I'm gonna go back with my foundation brush. So yeah, I've got them all over, as you can see here. All these little tiny little bumps, and I don't know what they are. If anybody out there knows what they are, please help. She says there's nothing I can do for it. She said that she could remove this, but it would leave a scar. So, all right, now I'm gonna just blend this back in with the same brush that I used for my foundation. Just gonna gently blend all this in, especially the concealer over here. Blending is key. It really is. You know how when you were younger, you used to just slap it on and I'm good to go. Walk out the door, you're like, what? What just happened? So with this, I am kind of dabbing, I am kind of sweeping. It just depends on where what I'm doing. And now, the next thing I'm going to do is something that a lot of women don't know, especially women in my age. You really don't understand this part. I had to ask. I had to watch many tutorials on this. So I'm going to take my Infallible Pro Sweep and Lock. This is going to lock in everything that I just did. It's going to be like, bam, we're done. Okay? It's putting that concealer in prison. You're locked up. Okay? But because I'm not in my bathroom today, I'm going to take that wonderful condensation and I'm going to put it on this little sponge. Yep, I'm just going to get it a little damp. And then I'm going to take this Infallible Pro Sweep and Lock, but I'm going to bake. Let's bake our eyes. And I have done a video on this before, so you can skip over it if you want, but if you haven't seen it, what I'm doing is I'm taking that damp sponge and I'm patting it on really super thick, okay? And I'm going down a little bit farther. Now this is so that you get extra coverage, and baking is basically your body temperature is baking the makeup and giving you extra coverage. Now remember what I told you earlier about you don't want to put your makeup on after you get out of the shower because your body temperature is so hot that it will start melting the makeup. Well, that's what this is doing. It is literally like baking your makeup onto your face. And this is going to sit on my face for about 5 minutes. So it depends on where you want it, but I put it under here, under my eyes. This is the most common area that people put it on, under the eyes, to kind of take away that puffiness, those colors, the discoloration. I also go down here where that stupid wrinkle is. Yeah. And I also take it up here where this worry wrinkle is. And then what I do is I take it at the tip and I put them in my problem areas. This is always where I get oily. So this is just giving me a little bit of extra protection from oil by letting it bake in. So it's soaking into my skin. Oh, my tummy just growled. I'm so hungry. I didn't eat last night. I didn't eat all day yesterday either. So I had a little bit of a breakdown on YouTube last night. Okay, and then I think I'm gonna, right where that nice big one is. Okay, so this is not gonna stay like this, as you know. This is basically gonna sit on our face for 5 minutes, and then it is going to be blended in with our powder. So I will be back once this is all done. Once it's done baking, I'm gonna put it back in my beginner tray. And this is a good time to play bingo, to check your email, to text people you love, go on Facebook and see what's going on, charge your phone like I'm probably gonna have to do. Sit back, maybe read something good, and have some coffee. All right, we'll be back when this is done baking. All right, time's up. Time to take our face out of the oven. We're done baking. All right, so I don't know what you did. Tell me in the comments below what you did while you were baking. Were you baking? Are you really baking? So now this is going to be our final step for this video. The next thing we are going to do is we are going to take our powder, and I am using the Ulta. See, now I'm getting the glare from the windows because I opened the windows. So I am taking the Ulta finishing powder, and I really love this. It gives a really nice matte finish to everything. As you can see, that powder did kind of set in really well. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this rounded slant brush. Okay, it's a little bit rounded and slanted. Okay, so you can see that. And it's nice, that's why it's nice and fluffy. So it's really good for powders and blending things in. So this is a pressed powder. I don't really like a loose powder because I feel like it just goes everywhere and I end up having more on my clothes than I do on my face. And I feel like I waste a lot more with a loose powder. So I like to have a pressed powder, and it's so easy to use these. If you get a good powder, seriously, if you get a good powder, that's going to allow you to get product on your brush, then you know it's a good powder. Otherwise, you get a powder that's a crappy brand and you try to get some on a brush or a sponge and it won't come off because it's just kind of created a film on top. Terrible. So I am going to tap that off a little bit because look at how much came off of that. So a really good amount got on my brush. And the other thing is you can also, I'll just dip it right back in. And I learned this from Dominique. oh, I don't know how to say her last name. I always call it Sash, but it's Sachet or something like that. I forget what it is. But she's wonderful. But she's a news anchor, so she's beautiful and perfect in every way. I think she was the one who suggested tapping your brush like this so that your powder goes into your brush so that you continue to have more powder in your brush. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start blending that baked powder. Ah, not so bad now, is it? And again, I'm just, you know, as I told you before, just very gently, just bringing it down. I'm not, you know, scraping my face. I'm just gently, especially down the cheek, just such a good way to blend, just so gently, and on the ears. Okay, so you can see the difference now of what it looks like once I blend in the makeup, that baking powder, so to speak. And believe it or not, they really do have makeup that's called baking powder. So you can see that it's not like this anymore. We were never going to leave it like that. And then I want to get into those nooks and crannies of my face. I'm going to bring this down. I'm going to put a little bit more on. And so if I don't want a whole lot of powder on my brush, I just dab it. Dab, dab. Okay, so here we go. Bye-bye, bake. So what are you gonna do with your 5 minutes of baking time? I actually went downstairs and opened up all the windows, and I charged my phone, and I checked Tavin's homeschooling assignments that he had, and of course he was downstairs playing Minecraft and claimed that everything was done. So while he can work independently, you know, you really have to keep an eye on him. Now see, I have this really high forehead, so I really have to get up there because it will eventually show, so I got to be careful of that. So yeah, so I have to, you know, I have to check to make sure that he has done everything that he says he's done. He's really interested in a lot of the topics that we're learning about right now. So I'm not too worried about him not learning. It's just a matter of him taking his time with like his writing work. He hates to write. So I am seriously taking him back to kindergarten level of writing his alphabet, because he just rushes through it so fast, and I want him to start having a really good penmanship because I want him to start learning cursive. And I don't think that he can do cursive if he can, you know, doesn't really apply himself to just have good penmanship. I don't want him to have really bad penmanship. My oldest son has really bad penmanship, and get in there. Don't forget. Because if you're up like this, you don't have makeup in there, silly. I didn't breathe it in. I actually was blowing out when I did it. So then it full circle. Anyway, so yeah. He can write, he can spell, he can read like at a high school level, if not a college level. But man, he just rushes through writing. And it just drives me crazy. So I'm just, you know, I told him, if you don't take your time with this, we're going to go back to kindergarten level. And that's what we did. And he got really discouraged by it. But I said, you know what, you got to take your time with this, and you really have to apply yourself. You have to take your time. Okay, so I'm going to go on my chest area. Can you see how red it is here? This is just my skin. So I'm going to take this foundation and keep blending it down. Or not the foundation, I'm sorry, the powder. And I'm just gonna take it down. I'm on the second floor, so I see a lot of the birds flying up. We have a lot of bird feeders and stuff, so now I'm just gonna start patting here for a little extra coverage. If you want less coverage, you want to sweep. If you're trying to blend, you sweep. But if you want good coverage, take that, pat it into the powder, and dab. Okay. And dab. And then I'm going to go a little bit on the side of the neck because, like I said, I have the short hair now, which I've never had. So I got to make sure that, you know, it just blends in together nicely. And then just go back over and make sure everything's been blended properly. I'm just going to take a really close look in the light and blend. Forget those lips. There we go. Now we have our canvas. Next video, we're going in for the eyes, girls. We are going for it. Okay, so stay tuned for the next video, and we're gonna be coloring our eyes. Color My World by Chicago. Good song.
I am so grateful that you came to my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to continue watching and don't forget to subscribe.